Hi there again. About a week ago, I shared my last video about how I experienced my very first day interacting with horses in a new way. Something that I'd been yearning for, my heart was calling out for, and when I had finally found the place in New Zealand at Horse Sense, I was able to experience it, and it absolutely, on the first couple of days, blew my mind. I know I'm repeating myself, but that's just how it is. So last week I shared the story about Tomahawk and I connecting and me wanting that really clear Zen communication, non-physical touch type of way of getting him to shoot the ball through my life obstacle course, and what the reality looked like. And again, I guess that just brings you back to what expectations you have for yourself, and where you stand at the time of going through that experience, and just being gentle with yourself and being kind and open for failure, open for experiences, and open for what what a certain scenario can maybe look like or feel like. That might be different from your preconceived thought. So anyway, so today I want to share the experience I had on my second day of with Horse Sense. And the reason I'm just sharing the first two is just because they were so profound and they've given me such deep insights, and even after almost 7 years they still resonate in my heart so deeply that I think by sharing those two short experiences that I had shows you how working with horses in this type of setting can really bring insights and clarity to yourself and to your journey, the path that you're on at the moment, maybe certain obstacles that you're facing, fears that have come up, and how horses can really give you insight into how you can navigate through those. So anyways, I'm not going to bubble on for too long, but get right into the story. So here I am, 7 years ago, just moved to New Zealand from the UK. I had my first day at Horse Sense, and Jenny said, yep, come on back, I'll see you tomorrow and we'll do some more work. And so I showed up, and the exercise that Jenny invited me to do was to connect with one of the horses, and I was allowed a lead rope, a neck rope, and no saddle, no bridle, no nothing, and to connect to the horse, and then get onto the horse and ride the horse in the paddock completely free. Because obviously I was talking about what free horsemanship styles will look like, if you really connect it with your horse, and how you can ride and not need any props to steer them and to guide them, and if you really connect that, that's something that could look like and feel like. So instead of just me talking about it, Jenny really wanted me to experience it. So she, like I said, invited me to go into the paddock and work with Olli. He's a beautiful horse. He's sort of the solid rock in the herd, and that was my first day to really connect with him and get to know him. And something that he showed me was, you can talk about certain topics all you like. You think you might know what you're talking about, but it's not until you really experience it and you put yourself into the situation of participating in that experience that you're really going to know what it's going to be like. So what that looked like for me is I connected with Olli first. I did some breathing exercises with myself and with him, and then I got on. And I was obviously a bit nervous. I felt completely safe because I know he wasn't going to be a jumpy, scary, dangerous horse. But I was nervous about, okay, I really want this to work. I really want this to happen in a really connected, beautiful way. And let's see what the reality again looks like. So I got on, and I had the neck rope around his neck, and I was bareback, and he didn't have a bridle on or anything like that. And he was pretty determined that I wasn't clear enough on what I wanted and where I wanted to go with him. And so he took me under trees, into the bushes where it was nice green grass. He just had a nice munch. He was going to go back to the yard, to the stable. But really, as soon as I amped up my clarity and my certainty in communicating with him where I would like him to go and what I would like to do with him, he was starting to get a bit more cooperative. But as soon as I started doubting myself again, or I started being unsure about, can I ask him to go there, or should I be asking the horse to come here or to do this with me? He would just not listen. But as soon as I said, no, Olli, I really would like you to participate in this exercise. I want you to go here. Yeah, body positioning. All my energy and focus was going into a certain direction of where I wanted to go with him. He started listening. Obviously, this is a very short summary of probably a couple of hours exercise I was doing with him. But it just gave me an initial insight that if you are hesitant about something, if you're not fully in a committed decision of making a certain choice, going in a certain path, or maybe guiding somebody through a certain process, if you're not fully in, then a certain aspect of that scenario will not be confident, be shaky, just like my communication was shaky with Olli. And so it showed me that it's okay to ask and be clear and communicate clearly, and then it's a lot easier for the receiver to know what you're on about. And then we were, after a few sort of bunny hops and being a bit unsure, and then figuring out what I mean, what he means, how he listens, how I respond, etc. We had a beautiful play. I really wanted to start trotting and cantering with him and just amping up the connection. And so after him taking me through the bushes, through the trees, almost back to the stables, we then formed this relationship where I was able to canter him through the paddock. And it gave me such a beautiful sensation, because it was really, I was just on his back, really connected. I wasn't feeling wobbly or anything. I knew we were going one direction. I could trust him, he could trust me. And there was that beautiful little moment, but so big, such a big moment of feeling completely connected. And he was cantering, and there was that one moment where I just opened up my arms and trusted for him to just continue cantering. And it really brought me to tears at that time, because it was just such a beautiful decision for him to join me in that moment and to participate in that moment. And there wasn't any force. There was confusion at the start, but then, that confusion turned into clarity of communicating with each other. So then, after that beautiful moment of connection, I wanted to say thank you to Olli for doing what I really wanted him and I to experience together, and that it was far beyond what I expected, but it turned into such a beautiful experience. And that now I would stop and listen if he had anything to share. And so I just sat on him again. There's no bridle, nothing, just sitting on him in the paddock. And instead of just putting his head down and eating and grazing again, he just stopped. It was almost like we were meditating together, and I could feel a sense of, you've got this, girl, I know you can do this. And I wondered where that thought came from, but I guess because I was so unsure about, I don't have the CV, the qualifications of actually becoming an equine specialist, but I have the deep inner passion and yearning for it, and I have the commitment and openness and readiness in my heart for this. He gave me this massive boost of, down in your heart, you actually know. You might not have the list of certifications and trainings that you think you might need, but what you've got inside is a lot more important. So you've got this, girl, and you go for it. And now you can make of this, whatever you like, but that moment was just so incredible, and it stayed with me up until today, and I know it will stay with me for a very long time, forever, I believe. And he's a teacher. He's a very wise horse. He's one of the oldest in the herd, and like I said, he's an absolute rock, and it's a privilege to be working alongside of him. So yes, oh my god, almost 10 minutes later, here I go. Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you, and I look forward to giving you some more insight about what it means to work with horses wholeheartedly and connecting with him in a therapeutic session. And if it's for your own learning on curiosity, or if it might be something that you want to explore for yourself, working with your horses and your herd with clients, then yeah, please click the like button on Free to Be, and yeah, I'll be posting some more interesting information on here. So anyways, happy Easter and all the best, and big hug to you all. Bye.